Hi everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're taking a look at a gentleman's folder. This is a knife by Puma, made by Puma, knife makers to the world, handmade knives made in Germany. That's right. Puma's a company that's been around for over 100 years. They've made knives for royalty, and anybody who's ever been anybody has had a Puma knife presented to them. This particular model is the Puma 4-star Mini Staghorn. And it's, as you can see by the box, it's not a large knife. This would be considered a gentleman's folder. There you can see it in the hand. It's not a large knife. Get a close-up on that for you. This is one of the Puma Gold class, by the way, if you're familiar with that. And there you can see the gold emblem shield there. Nice pair of stag scales. Decent thickness there. The thing I like about Puma when they use stag is that they trouble themselves to nicely match them. You know what? One thing I can't stand about a stag knife is a poorly matched set of scales. Like you'll have a lightly colored one on this side and then a real dark one on this side. Or you'll have or this side will be thick and this side will be thin, or something like that. We've all seen those, and that's just that's just poor quality. Puma matches up their stag scales nicely, as you can see here. It's a good thickness. It's a nice size for a gentleman's knife. The knife blade does not have any nail nick on it. You just grab it and open it. There you go. It's got a nice snap to it. I'll give you some specs. The knife blade, that's a 2-inch blade, and it is made of 440A steel. The Rockwell hardness of that steel is 55 to 57. And you're probably noticing this sticker here. What that says is that's showing you, I don't know if you can read that, it says Rockwell tested. It's upside down. I don't know if you can see that or not. Rockwell tested, and it's trying to point to that little indentation. It's an arrow, and it's trying to point to this little indentation right down here. I don't know if you can barely see that. If I get the light on it just right, you can see it. But if you're familiar with Puma knives, they test all of their blades with an indenting machine. And it's basically like a diamond-tipped needle, the indenter, and it pierces down into the blade to test the hardness of the blade. And so when you get a Puma knife, you'll see that little indentation right there, and if you don't know any better, you'll think it's a flaw. And maybe that's why they've taken to putting these stickers on, to explain that it's not a flaw. But that's supposed to be there, and that proves that they've tested it, and that's their quality control. Anyway, the blade is 2.4 millimeters thick, 2 inches long, I said. It is a drop point blade, and it is flat ground you can see the grind begins up there at like the 3/4 point, and it continues down to the edge, and that's a flat grind. And that's nice that it's got a flat spot up there for, if you want to use a clamp system to resharpen. It'll clamp nicely on the flat spot. I don't know if I can get the markings on this side, if that's legible for you or not, but there you can see the Puma logo, the cat. And there's the marking there. A very nicely shaped, all around utility blade. The drop point, it's good for really any kind of utility chore. It's good for piercing. It's good for slicing. It's, it's just a good all-around useful blade shape. The handle does have a couple of finger grooves here, one at the front and then the other for the remainder of your fingers, these two. It's really a 3-finger knife is what it is. It's a 3-finger knife. Not meant for, heavy-duty chores, of course, but just a blade to keep in your pocket to do the normal everyday cutting tasks that you come into. The stag I've mentioned, but I'll see if I can get a little closer look on that for you. Here you can see it's pinned in 3 places. And that's pretty nice looking, good looking stag. It's matched up well. It's been smoothed here across. There's no gaps. It's fit well. Same here at the bottom. And then the gold Puma shield. It does have thick brass liners. They're nice and thick. This knife has a surprising amount of weight for its size. The weight actually is 2.2 ounces, which of course isn't a lot of weight, but for its size it's heavy. It's got a real solid feel, a nice stainless bolster. It is a lockback, so the blade is released simply by pressing on the lock, and then the knife can be closed. This is the kind of knife that you would just carry in your pocket. No pocket clip or anything on it. It's just an old world style knife. Just carry it loose in your pocket. Open it up. Do whatever cutting chores you've got, and then you can put it away. It's attractive. It's got a nice look to it. It's well made. It's got a great snap on it. That walk and talk is real nice. And as far as sharp, it's got a real good edge on it. It's got a great edge. Now, that'd be a great knife to have. A great gift. This would be a wonderful groomsman's gift, or any kind of presentation gift. Or just treat yourself. I like that. It's a nice little knife. Alright, that is the Puma 4-star Mini Staghorn. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.